A world shattered by war, a girl with no past, a darkness she cannot escape. In the ruins of memory and ash, a single choice will decide the fate of kingdoms. Her name is whispered in fear, but she does not remember it. This is the story of alchemy twisted into chains, of love forged in fire, of hope rising in shadows. This is Alchemised, Awakening in Ruins. The story begins not with glory, but with silence. Our protagonist opens her eyes to a world in collapse. Walls crumbling, skies painted with smoke, screams echoing in the distance. She does not know her name, nor why the city burns around her. Her hands tremble, covered in dust and dried blood. Memory has abandoned her, and all she carries is the ache of emptiness. Everywhere, banners of the Empire rise, its soldiers hunting those branded as rebels. She is pulled into this storm not by choice, but by survival. Soon she is captured, shackled, and dragged before an army of necromancers, men who twist death into obedience. Yet even as they bind her, they whisper in awe, for they see in her something she cannot, a power greater than any alchemist before her. The prison of shadows. Thrown into a fortress that swallows hope, she becomes a number, a tool for the war machine. Days blur into weeks, each prisoner forced to create weapons of alchemy. Potions of fire, poisons of silence, charms that twist the living. She works in chains, her body breaking but her spirit refusing to bend. At night, visions haunt her dreams. A battlefield drowned in light, a face she cannot place, a promise whispered in a voice she longs to remember. She wonders, are these fragments of her lost memory or tricks planted by her captors? The other prisoners whisper about her. Some fear her. Others cling to her presence, believing she is the one who will break their chains. Yet she feels no such destiny, only confusion and exhaustion. Until the day the commander comes. His eyes are cruel, yet curious. He sees in her alchemy not obedience, but brilliance. And that is dangerous. A dangerous alliance. One night, amid the clang of swords and screams, a resistance cell strikes. In the chaos, she finds herself face to face with a young rebel leader. Scarred, fierce, and filled with fire. He calls her by a name she does not know. He says she once fought beside him, that her memory was stolen, that she is the key to turning the war. Confusion spirals into fury. If he speaks truth, then everything, the chains, the lies, the prison, is part of a deeper trap. But if he lies, then she risks falling into another set of chains. Still, the flicker of recognition in her chest tells her to trust him. Together, they forge an uneasy alliance. He speaks of freedom, of vengeance, of breaking the necromancer's hold. She does not yet believe she is a savior, but she cannot deny the pull toward him, and toward the fragments of herself buried in shadow. Memories in ashes. As battles rage, her memories return in shards. A field where fire once swallowed the sky. A promise carved into her skin, a betrayal that cut deeper than any blade. Each revelation twists her soul tighter, until she wonders if remembering is more painful than forgetting. She learns she was once an alchemist of rare talent, trained to bend matter and spirit alike. But her brilliance threatened the Empire, so they shattered her mind. Worse still, she discovers her creations, potions she once designed in hope, were twisted into weapons that slaughtered innocents. The guilt nearly destroys her. How can she fight for freedom when her hands are stained with the past? How can she lead others when she is not sure she can lead herself? Yet the rebel leader reminds her, redemption is not in what she was, but in what she chooses to be. The War of Alchemy. The resistance rises, and she stands at its heart. No longer a nameless prisoner, she becomes a force of alchemy unlike any seen before. She creates not weapons of death, but shields of light, medicines that heal, fire that burns only the oppressors. The Empire responds with fury. Armies of necromancers march, dragging the dead to war. Cities fall, rivers run red, skies are torn with storms of magic. The cost of rebellion is unbearable, yet hope spreads like wildfire, for the people see her not as a weapon, but as a symbol. Still, betrayal cuts deep. Among her allies hides a traitor, one who sells secrets to the enemy. And when the truth is revealed, it breaks something inside her, forcing her to choose between vengeance and mercy, between saving herself or saving them all. And the final choice. The climax comes not in silence, but in thunder. In the heart of a ruined city, she faces the commander who once bound her. He tells her the truth. Her memory was not stolen, it was surrendered. She chose to forget, to bury the unbearable weight of what she had done. Now, the choice is hers again, to reclaim her past and wield it, or to abandon it and remain a shadow. The world holds its breath as she steps forward, chains falling away. She remembers, and with that remembrance she transforms. Alchemy is no longer chains, but freedom. She bends light, shadow, memory, and flesh not to destroy, but to liberate. The necromancers fall, their armies crumbling. The city rises in flames of rebirth, but victory is not without cost. Friends are lost. The rebel leader, her companion in fire and pain, lies broken. She holds him in her arms, whispering promises not of triumph, but of survival. Beyond the ashes, when the smoke clears, she stands before a people reborn. They do not see a savior. They see a woman scarred, flawed, and human. And that is enough. For true freedom is not forged by perfection, but by persistence. Her memories remain heavy, her guilt unhealed. Yet she walks forward, carrying them not as chains, but as lessons. The war is not over. New empires will rise, new shadows will come. But now she knows who she is, and no one can take that away again. This is the story of alchemy, not twisted into weapons, but into hope. A story of loss, of redemption, of the power to begin again. This is Alchemist.